And we're talking about some very heavy rainfall when Hurricane Michael makes its way into the Atlanta area. And it is going to continue to strengthen across the Gulf, so it will likely have great impacts all across the northeastern Gulf Coast before it makes its way in our direction. There you can see it. It has just moved a little to the north of Cuba right now and is heading in our general direction. So we're also tracking on radar tonight some heavy downpours that are moving into the Athens area. Some lightning associated with that too, and that's going to be crossing over 85 very shortly indeed. So Brazelton will be seeing some of this rain, and then it'll be heading over towards the Lake Lanier area. So don't be surprised if you run into some showers out there yet this evening. Taking a look outside, you can see that we do have some raindrops on the lens. This is here in Athens where they have seen some of those showers, and it looks like they'll continue to have that threat as we head into the rest of this evening. And then we'll even have to have a little heads up there at the Braves game because some of these showers could be heading in their direction as well. Notice they're heading in on an easterly breeze here, easterly around 10 to 20 miles per hour, and it will continue to get breezier as we head towards Wednesday. And when Tropical Storm Michael, or Hurricane Michael now, but it'll most likely be tropical storm force winds that affect us, that will be into Wednesday throughout the day. So high pressure dominant weather feature now, but that's going to be changing. Frontal system on approach. This front will actually help direct Michael into our direction. If it weren't for that front, it would just keep going this direction, but it's likely to head to the northeast as it gets caught up in the flow of that frontal system, which is basically a trough of low pressure. Taking a look outside right now, just a few clouds out there, and we do have those raindrops on the lens there in Athens, the classic city, as the rain has just moved through their neck of the woods. So let's talk more about what we can expect as we head in to the next few days. A lot of rainfall. There you can see that core of the moisture moving into the western panhandle of Florida. So we're talking here 2 to 4 inches or so, really from Atlanta southward, but especially right along that middle Georgia corridor here, including the Macon area, where they could be talking well over 4 inches of rain. So this is one of our models, our RPM model, showing that it'll have be very symmetrical as it approaches the coast here. So we expect it to be a Cat 3 with very heavy rain moving into the Panama City area, Destin as we head into Wednesday morning, and then throughout the afternoon spreading more heavy rain in and across the state. And that will bring in most likely some concerns about flooding. And then look what happens behind it. We end up seeing a northerly wind with that frontal system that's pushing it along, and the circulation around Michael too will draw in much cooler air. So we will see some big changes in terms of the temperature as we head into next weekend. So here's what we're looking at the next few days: a 30% chance of showers and storms on our Tuesday, going up to 90% on our Wednesday, 80% Thursday. So it's going to be as early as Wednesday morning, intensifying throughout the day on Wednesday, and then we could likely still see some storms on Thursday for this rain event, and then big changes behind that front, behind the storm, as temperatures are down in the mid-50s on Saturday morning, mid-70s for high. So it looks like Michael's going to help usher in more fall-like weather.